Maas! Orden!
Hotep Sinuhena Sinwit Itiren Ishakanuguke Meta hope you're doing well. Let me check the sound this time. Issue. No, it's not working. Microphone check. One, two. Microphone check. No, there's no sound. Something. This is the mobile version. Yeah. One, two, one, two. Microphone check. One, two, one, two. Well, he's working on the mobile version. Why is it not working on the browser version? Hmm, strange. Okay, so it means the sound is not in my earphone. So I should be able to fix this. Okay, so it's not detected. Okay. One, two, one, two. That's the computer. Now the headset. Two, one, two. Okay, now I hear the sound. One, two, one, two. Okay, that's beautiful. Sorry about the delay. For a strange reason, there was something wrong with my microphone and headset, but we are good to go now. The title of this video is The Biblical God El got so drunk he fell in his own urine and feces. First of all, I want to state for the record that this video is not intended to disrespect anybody's religion. My purpose, my goal is not to blaspheme or make fun of anybody's religion. Everybody's free to have their own religion. I'm just going to quote scholars. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, you might have seen the title and thought to yourself, well, it doesn't look like there's room for a typo here. Has he been drinking or is he using any kind of drug or medicine? Well, you will see that is not the case. This statement doesn't come from me. It comes from some scholars with some verifiable credentials, and we will see that. So, I guess I'm going to start as I've been starting lately. I'm going to give you a reason to be comedic.
Allah, the proto-Semitic Allah, further down tells us, was a black God represented by a black bull whose hide denoted his black skin.
Here's the picture that he showed on the screen. It's a deity El, the god El. Pay attention to the crown or the headdress, if you will. This is a picture from the front of the same statue, a little closer, and a little bit from the side here. Now, this headdress is actually the Atef crown. If you go on Webster's online dictionary, that's what it says. Atef is the specific feathered white crown of the Egyptian deity Osiris. It combines the head jet, the crown of Upper Egypt, with red ostrich feather for the Osiris cult. The Atef crown identifies Osiris in ancient Egyptian painting. If you go to Webster's dictionary, Merriam-Webster, it says Atef, hold on, a tall crown with a long feather on each side, shown in the art of ancient Upper Egypt as worn by Osiris. Okay, here you can see Osar or Osiris with the Atef crown. This is from the papyrus of Nebket. It's actually in the Louvre Museum, and you can see me filming that papyrus on the video entitled Reality Check. Why black people ain't going nowhere. But you might as well put Afro Style Reality Check, it's gonna come up. And in here, it's also from the Louvre Museum. You have Osiris in the middle with the Atef crown, and the description for it. If you go on the website of the Louvre Museum and you type Royal and Divine Triad, you can do a search and you will see they mention that he is actually wearing the Atef crown. Now, finally, you can compare the crowns. Okay, first you have the God of the Arabs Negroes, which first is El, but somehow, some way becomes Allah. But that's up to y'all. That's up to the doctor. And then you have the one that I showed you, Osiris. Then again, from the front, compared with another statue of Osiris, and then finally the same statue from another angle.
All right, so as you have seen, we have the god El that the PhD in Islamic Studies labels prosemitic Allah, and he is wearing an Egyptian crown. That speaks volume. Now, here you have this article on the Washington Post. I will show you just what we can see. I know some of you have seen it, but some people have not seen it. Seal of a biblical king is found in a trash heap in Jerusalem. And on the right, this is the seal. And on the left, we have the line drawing. And here we can clearly see the Ankh symbol, the Kemetic symbol, the ancient Egyptian symbol. This is 800 BCE. And there's another Ankh here. Well, there was another Ankh, but we can still see that part here. So at the bottom, it looks like Phoenician. And we also have the sun, the winged sun. Now, isn't that amazing that a king, and this is King Hezekiah, and he ruled, as you can see here, King Hezekiah, he ruled Judea from 727 to 698 BC. So we have the whole Abrahamic persuasion so far. You heard the PhD in Islamic Studies mentioning the prosemitic Allah, and here we have the king of Judea mentioned in the Bible, Hezekiah, and we still have some Egyptian symbol. And now, I guess for some, it's going to be another reason to be Kemetic. Brace yourselves. You're going to learn a thing or two today. We have 13 people online. I don't mind if somebody says what's up. For those who don't know, only the members can type in a comment. You have the link to become a member. That's the first link. The second link is to get on the panel. Now, whoever wants to be a member, it is being managed by Google/YouTube. I don't have any access to your first name, surname, address, email, bank details. I don't have any information aforementioned. The only thing that I will know is your username, and you are free to cancel your membership at any time. It is $3 per month, which makes it $36 a year for those who will remain members for 12 months. So here is sharing. That's beautiful. Is looking full screen. Yeah, it looks all right. Looks all right. So here you have the book title. This is actually the book cover. Yoga-Vedic Narrative Poetry, edited by Simon B. Parker. Now on page 193, you have the part entitled El's Divine Feast. You have some reference here. And this is translated by Theodore J. Lewis. Now on page 195, you do have the Ugaritic, whoa. You do have the Ugaritic transliteration. My trackpad has been playing up. And of course, you have the English translation on the right. So we are told that those are lines 20 to 22. And it says, the translation says, he sleeps in his dung and urine. El collapses like one dead. El like those who descend to earth. So it is kind of a verbatim translation because we don't have the verb is. With the medium nature, it is similar. If you look on the left, we obviously have some transliteration. You see that S with that symbol on top of it, that's a sh sound. Now we have that H with that semicircle at the bottom, so that's probably the ch. We have the T on the line, that's probably the ch. But besides the letter I, and I guess here we have the letter A, we don't have any vowels. Now who's going to come and say the Ugaritic language has not been deciphered? Going to come and say that all those scholars who read and translate the Ugaritic language don't know what they are talking about. So what I'm going to do now is to share the link to the book. Who's the publisher for that one? Okay. Share it in the chat. And now, another book written by John L. McLaughlin. It's called The Marsia in the Prophetic Literature, References and Allusions in Light of the Extra Biblical Evidence. The publisher is Brill. On page 26, and you can see it here, we have on chapter 1 the transliteration on the left, . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Here we have the same A letter, and the only other vowel sound is the I, most likely pronounced E. No other vowels inside, just consonants. And on the right, we have the translation. El sat in his masria. El drank wine to satiety, new wine to drunkenness. El went to his house. He stumbled to his court. Thukamuna and Shunama supported him. The creeper approached him, the one having two horns and a tail. He floundered in his feces and urine. El collapsed like the dead. El was like those who descend to the underworld. Anat and Athat went hunting. And you can see that the last line from the screen print says Holy Baal. Now, when you have some question marks, it means that they are not sure about what is written before or after, wherever the question mark is placed. But we do have Holy Baal. And here, oh, hold on. You can see the B. Then we have the Ain. You remember the Ain? And then we have the L. This is not the Arabic language. But when I gave Mother Nature class, some people were tripping about languages when we were dealing with sounds. But I did not want to waste time with that. So let's look at the credentials. First, I'm sharing the link, this book on Amazon. Do you see the price of the hardcover of the hardcover on Amazon? That's the only edition. That's the only format available. Now it is out of print. $206. Now on the publisher's website, now we show the link. Yeah. Slightly cheaper. On the publisher's website, it is 169 euros. The dollar is about the same as the euros nowadays. For strange reason, the electronic version, the PDF version, is more expensive. It's actually 193 euros. But it is what it is. So we're going to start with this book. And I'm sharing the link to the school. We're going to have a look together. Toronto School of Theology. And here is a PhD. Like I've been telling you so many times, if you have any queries, you are free to type a discipline. You can add university. But even if you don't type university, as long as you type the discipline, you will most likely have a list of universities, therefore a list of scholars. And you do have their email address and even their phone numbers, like it is the case here. So if you want to have the advice of some experts, some specialists, feel free to send an email. There's no guarantee that they will reply to you, particularly if you ask strange questions. But if you're lucky and you try a few, One of them, maybe two, will reply to you in their own time. Bio. I'm not sure how you pronounce, but I will pronounce it McLaughlin. John L. McLaughlin was born and raised in St. John, NB, and misses the Atlantic Ocean, fog, and dust. He earned a BA, Philosophy, Honors, and English major from St. Thomas University, Fredericton, NB, and a Master's in Philosophy from the University of Toronto. He studied theology and scripture at the University of St. Michael's College, where he earned a Masters of Divinity, I presume that's what it stands for, MDiv, and PhD. After teaching at the Wheeling Jesuit University in Wheeling, West Virginia, for 7 years, Professor McLaughlin joined the Faculty of Theology at the University of St. Michael's College in July 2002. He is Professor of Old Testament slash Hebrew Bible and interim dean of the Faculty of Theology and an associate member of the graduate faculty, Department of Near and Middle Eastern Civilizations, University of Toronto. He served 9 years as the director of advanced degree programs and a previous term as an interim dean in the Faculty of Theology and as the acting TST graduate coordinator. He is a past president of the Canadian Society of Biblical Studies and currently serves as an associate editor of the Catholic Biblical Quarterly and on the editorial board of the Journal of Hebrew Scriptures and the International Advisory Board of Logos, a journal of Eastern Christian Studies. Specializations: Ugarit, Israelite origins, ancient Israelite religion, pre exilic prophets, wisdom literature, Psalms, Hebrew poetry, apocalyptic. You have the recent publications: The Questions of Jesus, reprint Eugene, 2020, Parable of Jesus, reprint Eugene, 2020, Justice in the Balance, Learning from the Prophets, reprint Eugene, 2020, An Introduction to Israel's Wisdom Traditions, Grand Rapids, B. Erdman's Publishing, 2018. What are they saying about the ancient Israelite religion? Mahweh, Police Press, 2016. The Ancient Near East, An Essential Guide, Nashville, Abington Press, 2012. Justice in the Balance, Learning from the Prophets, Ottawa, Novalis Press, 2008. You have one article and all those book chapters. All right, so it appears to be official. Now we're going to look at the other credentials. Oh, I almost forgot to put it in the chat. Have it in the chat there. It's a bit small, is it? Mark it out too. So you can see that this is the website of Johns Hopkins Krieger School of Arts and Sciences. Theodore J. Lewis is a Bloom Urey Professor of Near Eastern Studies, PhD, Harvard University. Let me make sure that it all fits. Yes, it does. And like this. Okay, great. Theodore J. Lewis holds the Bloom Urey Professorship in Near Eastern Studies at Johns Hopkins University. He is a Semitist, a Hebrew Bible scholar, and a historian of religion whose research has been awarded a Guggenheim Fellowship. Lewis received his PhD from Harvard University and also studied at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem as an ITT Fellow. Prior to coming to Johns Hopkins, he taught at Harvard University and the University of Georgia. Lewis is author of the origin and character of God, the religion of ancient Israel through the lens of divinity, Oxford University Press, which received the 2020 Frank Moore Cross Award from the American Schools of Oriental Research for the most substantial volume related to the history and or religion of the ancient Near East and Eastern Mediterranean. The 2021 Award for Excellence in the Study of Religion, Historical Studies from the American Academy of Religion, and the 2021 Biblical Archaeology Society Biennial Publication Award for the Best Book Relating to the Hebrew Bible. He is also the author of Cults of the Dead in Ancient Israel and Ugarit, Harvard Semitic Monographs, and co-author of Ugaritic Narrative Poetry. He is the general editor of the multi-volume writings from the Ancient World series published by SBL Press. His articles have appeared in Aram, the Biblical Archaeologist, the Bulletin of the American Schools of Oriental Research, the Journal of the American Oriental Society, the Journal of Ancient Near Eastern Religions, the Journal of Biblical Literature, the Journal of Near Eastern Studies, Hebrew Annual Review, Interpretation, and Vetus Testamentum. Other articles and books chapter sorry Other articles and book chapters have appeared in collected volumes published by the American Schools of Oriental Research. Ains Bronze, E. J. Brill, Lockwood Press, Oriental Institute Museum Publications, Palgrave Macmillan, SBL Press, Ugarit Verlag, Westminster, John Knox Press, Wipf and Stock, and Wiley Blackwell. Okay. He has written numerous entries in a variety of reference works, including the Anchor Bible Dictionary, the Dictionary of Deities and Demons in the Bible, the Erdman's Dictionary of the Bible, Near Eastern Archaeology, the New Interpreter's Dictionary of the Bible, the Oxford Companion to the Bible, the Encyclopedia of the Bible and its reception, and this is in German, so my accent will be off. Theologisches Wörterbuch zum Alten Testament. Lewis's research focuses on the religions of ancient Israel and Syria. In addition to the text of the Hebrew Bible, he works with alphabetic cuneiform texts from Ugarit, Syria, our most important archival material for understanding the religion of the late Bronze Age Levantine world. His work on ancient Aramaic covers all of the known texts written in the various Old Aramaic and related, example, Samalian dialects that constitute our primary source for understanding the early history of the Arameans. Lewis concentrates his work on two core issues: A, understanding the Hebrew Bible as an ancient Near Eastern text, and B, studying Israelite and Syrian religion through both text and archaeology. His research has found him writing on a variety of topics ranging from Assyrian war crimes to Zerubbabel's failed bid to be the Messiah of Israel, not to mention ancestor veneration. Apotropic figurines, archaic Aramaic, Astarted, Bar Rakib, blasphemy, blood rituals, the Book of Job, covenant, cuts of the dead, divinity, family, religion, the iconography of the gods, incantations. Incantations. Some people are making fun of Kemet talking about incantations. But here's a scholar dealing with incantations coming from this Levantine area. Cantilet Arjud, mythology, political ritual at Ugarit, royal power and persuasion, the scapegoat ritual, textual criticism, Ugaritic poetry, and underworld deities. His teachings has won him the Excellence in Faculty Graduate Teaching and Mentoring Award from John Hopkins Krieger School of Arts and Sciences. And you can check the online popular essays and webinar. So let's go back to this. So once again, air sleeps in his dung and urine, the Garrity narrative poetry, translated by Theodore J. Lewis, and John L. McLaughlin, in the book entitled The Masria in the Prophetic Literature, page 26, we are told he floundered in his own feces and urine. Now, here, just for the record, because you can see at the end where it mentions Baal. It says Holy Baal, though, but you know. Now, here, you have this book called Mighty Baal, Essays in Honor of Mark S. Smith. On the right, you have the book entitled Yahweh and the Gods and Goddesses of Canaan. Now, on the book cover on the left, this is the actual artifact. On the right, it is just a reproduction or drawing. Now, it is the same artifact actually, so they're not even sure if it's Yahweh or if it is Baal. That happens to be in the Louvre Museum, and I will give you the link. So, first, I'm sharing the link to the book Mighty Baal. You can see for yourself the cover looks like, and the link to the book Yahweh and the Gods and Goddesses of Canaan. That's it. And finally, the artifact from the Louvre Museum, Paris, France. And I'm going to share so you can see it. So, it's sharing. Yes, it is. So you can see it says Stèle, which is French for stele or stella, place of discovery. Ras Shamra, Ugarit, and you have two references, AO 15775 and RS 4.427, Department of Oriental Antiquities. Now, here, description, object name / title, stele, title of usage or usage title if you prefer, stele of the Baal or Baal of storm, or if you want storm Baal, or you know, but it's basically Baal, according to the Louvre Museum. And here you have the height, the length, and the width. The material, the date of discovery, which was 1932. And that's going to be it. So that is Syria and Lebanon. And I think we are good to go now. So we have 16 people online. If you have any commentary, feel free. I'll wait a little while, and if there's no commentary, then I'll call it a day. But now, whenever you have Hebrew Israelites who try to make fun of Kemet, then, oh, well, you know, I almost forgot. The book, The Masria in the Prophetic Literature by John L. McLaughlin, you have it online on Google Books, so you cannot read the whole book, but you can read the part that I have shown. So I'm going to share the link in the chat now. Here's in the chat, and let's have a look together. So this is Google Books. It says page 26. You can see that it is the actual book here on the left. All right. And if I go all the way up, you have the book cover, the title, the publisher, by John L. McLaughlin. And then 20, boom. And then 26, let's go down, 24, 25, 26. So there it is, page 26, chapter 1. Er sat in his Masria. Er drank wine to satiety, new wine to drunkenness. Er went to his house. He stumbled to his court. Thukamuna and Shunama supported him. The creeper approached him, the one having two horns and a trail. Not a trail, sorry, a tail. He floundered in his own feces and urine. Er collapsed like the dead. Er was like those who descend to the underworld. And you can see Anat and Atat went hunting holy Baal. Now, you surely know the word for house in Hebrew, right? You probably heard the term Bet El, usually translated as house of God, because El, E-L, is usually translated as God. So Bet means house. And if we have a look here, we have BTH, no vowel. Who's going to say that it has not been deciphered? But for a strange reason, when it is a Medunetchet, people are trying to claim that it has not been deciphered. Do you know anybody that speaks that language? Has anybody on this planet Earth heard the way they were pronouncing those words back then? So are we going to have a case of double standard? So you do have the link in the chat. If you ever hear somebody trying to make fun of Kemet or Kemetic people, that should calm them down. The least we can say is that the god El took a L, a loss. So maybe Noah, when he got drunk after the flood, according to the biblical narrative, of course, I'm not saying that as if I believe that this happened, but he got drunk. He got so drunk that his manhood was exposed, his nakedness was exposed. Maybe he was just following in the tradition. You know, there's a Hebrew Israelite. He's kind of behaving like, he's been drinking. Maybe he's following in the tradition as well, you know. So, while 14 people online, I'm surprised nobody has any commentary. I know it's surprising, but maybe some of you don't want to comment. You don't want to. You want to be as far remote from this as possible. But it is what it is. It doesn't come from me. I did not make that statement. But I might have something else to show you. Mm, maybe it was in the other book actually. Yeah. Hold on. Just having a quick look. Now the word Mazia occurs in the Bible twice, in the book of Amos, chapter 6, verse 7, and the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 5. But of course, that will be in the Hebrew that you will see the word Mazria. I hope I did not forget anything. This one I've shared it already. This one I shared it already. And I think that's gonna be it. It's my faves. Yes. Okay. Well, there's nobody. It's all good. It's gonna be a short one. It's been 50 minutes. You know, we have some people who apparently might come up with some invaders slash colonizers fund. They are so appalled at the treatment of invaders that were kicked out. All of this because of the biblical narratives. So it's funny how we have people who talk that black talk and talk about black history, but they are more concerned about white supremacists or colonizers to the point that they are lamenting their treatment. It's amazing. It is something new. Some people are different. So I would say stay safe, stay healthy. If I'm allowed to by the nature, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue, I state facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Do I to do any to hotel?
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving medical nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video, Kemet and Ma'at, before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Neture classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class, and all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Neter class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/ma'atforever.